And hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Show on KCMX News Media 880. Pete Belcastro and Joe Brett, the real estate guys, with you today. And thanks for joining us here on December the 8th. We are delighted today because we've got a guest here in the middle, Traci Hughitt. And Traci is with First American Home Warranty here in Medford, actually. And it was with us, Joe, a little over a year ago, right? Traci,
yes.
You were here, you go, and here you are back again. So welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much.
So home warranties, first of all, before we get into all this kind of stuff today, how's business? Tell me what just the business here in December, is going on.
Business has been good. I feel like things might be slowing down just a little bit because of winter, but business has been good. It's been picking up. We've been busy providing excellent budget protection for your homeowners.
Yeah? And if that's good, and you've expanded your particular territory,
I have.
you said.
I have. I've definitely expanded my territory. I'm now Jackson, Josephine, Douglas, Klamath, and now Lane counties.
Wow. So you travel a lot around there and stuff. And I can also brag for her. I guess she won an award. What was it? What time was that?
I got Rookie of the Year last year.
Nice
thanks
job.
to all of your support. So thank you.
Yeah, I bet you learned a lot of home warranties as well. Well, you're talking about what?
Did we get that our first year?
No.
We're in rare company then.
The awards have eluded us in the kinds of things. Well, before we go there, okay, it's December, and we know that November, December are the two slowest general months of the year for real estate transactions. We've talked about that a lot. Well, what do you think homeowners? This is a good story for both. What do you think homeowners think is the best time of the year? Is the best to buy a home? Okay, we're talking about buying a home. When do you think is the best? Home buyers. The best time of the year to buy. Joe, look at this figure. See if you can get this. I don't know if you said make it closer.
Yep.
Well, anyway,
perfect.
The blue is spring, right? Most people think you're going to buy in the spring, right? But look at number 2 in the blue. That is winter.
Wow.
A quarter of the home buyers think that winter is the best time to buy, and I don't disagree with that quarter because we're experiencing that right now in our market.
Yep.
The other ones were summer and fall is the least time homeowners think to buy. Anyway, that's some little stat that helps us along the way here today. And also before we go, we want to talk about we had the stats. We're out. Traci talked about how for your people, you're busy. I mean, you've got a lot of things happening as well. Well, the same thing is going on in the market. And our latest market snapshot, and I can just show you this, and this is all at realestateShowOregon.com, our website. You can see these graphics closer up there along the way. But this is basically the market snapshot, the available supply of inventory versus on the price range. Price range is over here. Available supply of inventory is over here. And if you can't see it, if I can hold it straight enough or when I will just tell you, it confirms what we have talked about. That's the thing. There's two markets here. I mean, $500,000 is that level. The available supply of inventory, it is turned into a buyer's market over 12 months supply and higher, above 500,000. Below 500,000 still continues to be, well, it's getting more even. It's been a seller's market, and now as the month supply, more inventory is online. Remember, inventory is up 23% from a year ago.
Significant.
And so buyers and sellers have a little bit more there. But still, you double your time on the market above 350,000. That has increased as well. That's almost an even market at that level. So the market is normalizing is what we're seeing here, but still opportunities exist in December. Okay, Traci Hughitt, First American Home Warranty, is with us today. As I told you in the start of the show, I've really become so much more aware of home warranties and their usefulness in a transaction and really for people in general. You know that since you've been here.
Yes. Because
they are and can be really good. But what is a home warranty, first of all? Just tell us what, Traci, for people say, well, why do I need a home warranty? What is it for, and what are they?
Right. So a home warranty is a 1-year service contract. So it's a service contract agreement to cover mechanical failures of your homes and systems, your appliances. A little different than homeowners insurance, which would cover your structure or other damage or your personal property. So this is going to take care of any mechanical failures due to normal wear and tear, rust and corrosion, and with our company, even lack of maintenance. We'll cover that too if there's been a failure due to lack of maintenance.
Now, it's not insurance.
Correct.
And this is the difference. If you have in your house, especially if you have older appliances. To me, if you got older things in your house, and
Besides us.
besides us, and you don't want them to fail. And your homeowner's insurance is not going to cover the failure of the furnace system unless it's you have whatever. But normal wear and tear, right? That's the thing you work and do. Okay, so one more, and they range from covering what though? I mean, it's just you get different levels of service, right? Tell me what those are.
You do. Each company will have their own packages. So, for instance, we have 3 different packages, starting with the basic. The basic is going to cover your furnace and your ductwork. It's going to cover plumbing stoppages.
Okay, slow down this. I want to make sure. This is the basic part.
This is the basic one, yes.
You said plumbing?
Furnace and ductwork.
Furnace and ductwork.
Correct.
Does that mean cleaning? Not cleaning ductwork.
Not cleaning, not maintenance.
Not maintenance. Okay, all right, continue on there. Maintenance, okay.
Electrical.
Okay.
Along with the plumbing, it also includes plumbing stoppages.
Plumbing stoppages?
Yes.
What does that mean?
If the toilet's backed up, the sink is backed up.
Oh, okay.
Not by foreign objects. I mean, your kid puts the toys down there and it backs up. We're not going to cover that.
Okay.
But if there's been another stoppage, we'll cover that.
Okay. And we do know one thing from our shows over many times is that water damage is what?
It's the worst.
The number one problem that people have. Okay.
Your house's worst enemy.
Yeah. And water damage is something that would not be covered by home warranty.
Right.
We're going to cover the plumbing failure, but then you've got to talk to your insurance company about that water damage.
Okay, so you're only going to kind of fix the actual toilet or whatever it was, and you're not going to do the damage around it.
Right.
You're still going to have to call a bell for those who do that kind of thing. Okay, all right,
secondary
that's fine.
damage.
Okay.
So the basic will also cover your hot water heater. That's a big expense.
Okay, yes it is.
Very big expense. Also, your basic appliances in the home, the garbage disposal, the dishwasher, stove, oven, range, cooktop, and a built-in microwave.
So everything in the kitchen pretty much is covered.
Pretty much. So what it's not going to cover is your refrigerator.
The refrigerator.
And the washer and dryer. That's going to be in the other packages.
I can add these things on. That's the one thing you learn.
Those, yes.
Okay.
So the next package we have our kind of our middle of the road package, the one I sell the most of. It covers everything that's in the basic.
Okay.
Plus we add coverage for your central air conditioning.
Central air. So central air is not, but heat pumps and things that's included in the second one then, right?
Heat pumps are in the basic actually.
Okay.
A heat pump is in the basic.
Yeah. Okay.
But the central air conditioning is going to be in that Value Plus package. You're going to want central air conditioning coverage. It also includes
please.
That's a huge expense. You also want the first class upgrade. That's going to cover things if there's been a code upgrade and we've got to change something out. We might have to pay up to $250 towards permits. If we're doing a full replacement of an item, we're going to haul away that hot water heater for you. Otherwise, those expenses would be on the homeowner. Dials and knobs on certain things.
Yeah. So that's the middle one. That's the middle package, and that's the most popular one.
That's the most popular here, yes.
And if I buy that, what does that cost me?
That one right now is $440.
And the basic is?
The basic is only $290.
Well, that's a big difference, isn't that?
It's a big difference.
Quite a big difference.
Yes.
But most people take that middle. See, most people take that gold, silver, bronze thing. We take the middle one, because we think it's good. And the luxury, not the luxury one. What is the highest one?
So our most comprehensive package is called our Eagle Premier package. That's $530. That's going to include the coverage for your refrigerator and your washer and dryer.
Oh, okay. So that goes into the end there.
Yeah.
So everything within the house, working things within the house, seems to be covered by this. So we're not covering. You're not covering the roof.
No.
You're not covering gutters. You're not doing that. It's strictly within the house. With appliances and things. The infrastructure of the house.
Yes, the main 4 walls.
We've been talking infrastructure for some time about this kind of thing within the 4 walls. Yeah, and so those are the price ranges through that. And as you go with them, do most people, as you get them, are they coming to you from transactions?
Yes. Okay. So I need to back up on the pricing. The pricing that we're talking about, I'm the area sales manager for the real estate side. So I handle transactions that you guys would be involved in. Anytime there's a realtor involved, there's escrow involved.
Right.
That's this pricing. This is our most discounted pricing.
Okay. So that's when I call you. I mean, when we call you for have a client, that's this is what we get for that.
Right.
Okay.
So it'd be a little different on the
Okay.
consumer side, which I don't handle. But this is how you get to me is through the real estate transaction.
Yeah. What are pre-existing conditions in a home warranty? I've seen that in your brochure, and I know pre-existing conditions in health,
Right.
but what is a pre-existing condition in home warranty?
So pre-existing conditions typically are not going to be covered. If there's anything that you know about that doesn't work, we're not going to cover it. But there,
Should know about that doesn't work.
right.
Such as you found out in the inspection, furnaces maybe
Exactly.
kaput.
Not working.
Right.
Well, okay. All right.
You can't buy the house and then say,
Well,
I'd like to exercise my home warranty on the furnace I knew was broke.
You need to get it fixed.
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you want to disclose that kind of thing.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So something that would be pre-existing that would be covered, let's say nothing was discovered on the home inspection. When
Okay.
the home inspection happened, everything was working fine. That water heater looked fine. Even if the homeowner didn't get a home inspection, because they're not required to get one.
They're not required,
They're not
yeah.
required to. But you are required to inspect everything. Because when you take that contract, you're saying that everything is in good, safe working order.
At the time that
time-
I do the
time
home
you order,
warranty,
yes.
you're saying that everything at that point when I start is in working order. That's what the inspection then tells you
Yes.
that it's working in order for that. Okay, that makes a lot of sense there to have that.
Right.
All right. What else?
And so the inspection covers it. It's showing that, everything
Yeah.
is working. But let's say that the hot water heater was working when the inspector did it, and
Okay.
there's no visible evidence that there's rust or
Right.
corrosion. You can't see that part.
Right.
Then there's a failure. That would be something that's an unknown pre-existing condition that would be covered.
Okay.
That would be
okay.
covered.
Yeah.
The pre-existing items that are covered are far and few between. Usually it's pre-existing, it's pre-existing. We're not going to cover it.
Yeah.
I tell people you've got to have coverage before you wreck the car.
It's the kind of thing. Well, it's insurance of a different kind in your house, and I mean, I've seen many, and we're having a break coming up here in a couple of minutes, but we use them as realtors. If you're a seller, many times sellers offer a home warranty to the buyer for that year. Correct?
Yes.
Is that the most common of it?
Where the sellers offer
Where the
it?
sellers offer it, or the buyers buy it?
When are we starting that next segment? It depends on what side of the transaction you're representing. For a buyer, you really want that home warranty because you don't know what's going on. But on the seller's side, especially when the market is turning into a buyer's market, offering that home warranty for the
Absolutely.
buyer
Yep.
puts you in a little different light to that buyer.
I will tell you that when I sold my house, I offered a home warranty to the buyer. First American Home Warranty I offered to them, the middle package that we were talking
Yep,
about.
yep.
That's what I offered to them, and I thought that that's the least I could do. I had an older home, with older appliances and older kinds of things, and that was, I guess, maybe a little incentive for that buyer. So I mean, as our market changes and it goes from that seller's market more now to these buyers' markets, the sellers need to be aware that may be something you want to offer that because at this point, you've got competition and that could make a difference, especially if you have, to me, an older home that the home warranty really would come in handy.
We've
okay?
done that even out of our commissions
Yeah.
for buyers who are buying
People have done
older
all
homes
sorts
and
of things with that.
just to make
All
sure
right.
it happens for
Hey,
them.
we're with Traci Hughitt from First American Home Warranty today on the Real Estate Show. We got a break coming up here. We got lots more to talk about. I'm going to ask you when you come back, what are the biggest claims on? I'm curious as to what those may be and how many claims you get. Anyway, all that and more. The Real Estate Show continues right after this. And welcome back to the Real Estate Show here on KCMX News Media 880. Pete Belcaster and Joe Brett, the Real Estate Guys, with you today, along with Traci Hughitt from First American Home Warranty is with us in the house today here at KCMX Talking Home Warranties. Before we go back to it, we have told, people who followed our show know that we've talked about the difference, why it's important for home ownership. It's a way to create wealth for you and your family. I mean, the three of us see that. And we talk about the differences between home ownership and renters. Remember that? I want you to just see this now because we've talked. The latest stats are out. Joe, you ready?
Yep.
The latest stats are out. Okay, the median. I'm sorry. Let me get this. The median net worth of homeowners. Okay, the median net worth of homeowners is $231,400. The median net worth of homeowners, $241,000. The median net worth of renters in this country is $5,500. I'm sorry, $5,200, which is down 5% from 2013. Wow. Okay, that's the difference. Now look how rents have gone up in this country. Also, look at this.
Boy, that is.
And you can see
quite a climb.
Renting or home ownership is a way you create wealth, and for you and your family. I absolutely, truly believe that. When you look at those stats,
I agree.
It says, geez, you ought to be able to do this. If you can, you ought to be able to get into a home. Affordability is an issue. Interest rates are issues in every way, but still, that is the number one route in our country to create some wealth for you and your family.
And if you own a home long enough, systems in your home are going to fail. That's why Tracy's here today to talk
they
about
fail.
Because 20 years in, and I know well.
What's failed in your house? What have you? I'm trying to think in appliances or whatever.
Appliances.
My house, I had water heater when I first moved in, but I didn't have a warranty. I had to pay for that myself. So, dishwasher. Oh, I had to replace my gas oven. Oh, so I pretty much replaced everything.
I've had 3 different sets of little kind of pinhole leaks that have come out underneath my house.
That's not home warranty. That's not home warranty.
It's plumbing, no.
I don't think that's going to be covered. Anyway, Tracy's here. We've learned about home warranties that there are 3 levels. The first American home warranty. But there's a difference between what the buyer's coverage and the seller's coverage, right?
Correct.
Okay, explain that to us.
Okay, so the buyer's coverage, the coverage I was talking about before, that is for the buyers. And what I like to counsel my realtors when it's a hot seller's market and you're coming in with an offer and there's multiple offers, have your buyer make sure that they're getting their own home warranty and they're paying for it. It puts the seller at rest and they're not having to pay for that home warranty. But in a seller's market, put that home warranty on and put it in place. We actually offer complimentary seller's coverage. We extend that to the seller during their listing period. Did you guys know that?
No, say that again. It's complimentary seller's coverage.
Complimentary seller's coverage.
What does that mean?
What that means is if the seller is agreeing to provide a home warranty for the buyer at the close of escrow.
Okay. You'll start the home warranty today?
We will extend complimentary seller's coverage.
So if I'm
that listing period.
so if I'm on this one now. So if I'm selling and it takes me 6 months to sell the house and I'm going to still do that at the end of the home warranty, that you're going to cover that up until then.
We are going to cover that.
Wow.
Yes.
When your furnace goes out 3 months down.
Right before you sell it.
Exactly.
You know, I didn't know that. That's very good. I think that's something.
Because sellers don't like anything that gets into that bottom line
Exactly.
and have to take care of especially a big ticket item that close to being out of the house.
If you're worried about it, even during that period.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can get the house listed and say, I'm going to provide the warranty at escrow, and you'll start the coverage right then.
We will.
So how long it takes you to sell your house, the warranty while you're even living there is in place. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I would say that's a good one there. Yeah. So that's the difference then.
Well, that is a huge difference, and we'll cover it for 6 months. And no, we're not going to cover the heating and air unless you take that seller's HVAC coverage. That's a separate option. It's only $70 for that option, and we are going to limit it just because we don't want you putting the house on the market because your unit needs to be replaced. It's that's an industry standard. That's why we have that.
Ticket item.
If you're putting your house on the market just for that reason, then you're not going to get much. You're not going to sell it for very much. I don't think, or whatever. Yeah.
But how many times have you been in a transaction? You're close to closing, and that hot water heater goes out. Yeah. That's a huge expense that those sellers are having to pay for. Well, when they have that first American home warranty in place, we'll take care of it for you.
Oh, I like that. I think that's a really good deal.
Anything that just eases my mind and my burden as a seller, I'm really in favor of and really thankful for, because it's a tough process to get to.
Well, don't again, we're talking about don't forget a warranty like that, because it is something that helps. Again, it just depends on your situation. If you got a brand new home, maybe you don't need to do that. No one's going to care about that. But look, there's so many. Believe me, there's so many homes that need these types of things. It would help. It would help the selling of the house. Anyway, I think out of that. Do you get? I don't know how many of these you do in the course of a year. You probably must do thousands of them over. I would think. are claims? How often are people claiming on this thing? I've always wondered.
Yeah.
I mean, because you buy insurance, and how often do you use it until you need it, kind of thing. So, I mean, do you get a lot of claims, or what? Tell me what that is.
I get a ton of claims.
You do?
I just did our claims report for Southern Oregon, and we paid out I think it was $42,000 last month. That's just real estate transactions.
Last month,
Right.
Last month, and that's real estate transactions. So that's
just
homes
real
that
estate,
you
yeah.
guys were a part
Yeah.
of. That
Right.
doesn't include people that have had a home warranty forever or got the consumer plan. This is just real
Wow.
estate involved, because that's what I'm involved in. $42,000 just last month, Southern Oregon. We pay.
Wow.
Yeah, it's.
Wow. I would never have come close to that figure. I had to tell you, Tracy, I would.
What were the big ticket items?
Yeah.
last
So what
month?
were they? Yeah.
So
what are those?
our most common claims that I see here in Southern Oregon can be
Okay.
your air conditioning claims.
Air conditioning.
Air
Okay.
conditioning claims, yeah, those HVAC claims, the hot water heater, a lot of that. And then right now we're starting up with winter, so we're going to see a lot more of the heater and furnace claims.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heat pumps.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I
Yes.
mean, when you think of that, wow. Well, see, these are items that we all have. No wonder I see all these heating and air conditioning trucks running around Medford and
They
every
are
place, isn't it?
busy.
They're everywhere because of that. Because that's the number. Well, that's the number one thing we got there. Now you don't have to. Okay, I didn't realize how the difference in buying. If I wanted to just some people say I just want a home warranty for my house. Does that make? What do you think of that? I mean, to me. If you've got older appliances, is it worth $400? And I know the price is different, but say if it's worth, you want to get the middle road for your own house,
Right.
and can't you get plans that cover swimming pools and
Yes.
things like that, and other items as well? So you can go as much as high as you want,
Yeah.
right, with this stuff.
Well pump, septic, pool, spa equipment. Yes,
So
those
if you-
options are available.
So if you're in rural areas,
Yeah.
so septics. I don't know what those prices are or anything, but you can cover those.
Yes.
Do people generally ever do that kind of thing? Do you see that kind of coverage?
I see that on the newer real estate transactions, because you really don't know what you're getting when you're buying a place that has a well or a septic. I see a lot of that. I don't know what they see on the consumer side. And then the pool and spa equipment option too.
So they have those there. Pool and spa equipment. Think how many pools there are in and around the valley that we see when you just go showing properties. And I always wonder. I wonder if this is. I wonder if this is covered. Or what are they doing with this pool? Because
I always go open the pump shed and I look at what's in there and what you're up against, just so they have an idea.
Yeah.
Because maintenance and things like that, pools are great, especially when it's hot in the summer. But when you're paying a lot of money to maintain them and keep them in all those systems running in the winter, you got to factor that in. It's good to know, and good to protect yourself on those. Those are not easy, cheap fixes.
well, these are big investments that you had. I'm going to assume, and I've never done this because stuff, but I'm assuming that there are people that have just regular home warranties on this infrastructure just year after year after year.
Yes.
Isn't that true?
Oh, absolutely. They renew it time and time again.
Yeah, they just renew it.
Yes.
It's not just for sellers, not just in the transaction, but you really can do that. I would think that, the whole poet, I mean, you're paying all this money for homeowners insurance, right? You're going to be paying now for fire insurance if you live in a rural area, attachments, as we've learned in our shows.
New assessments, maybe,
as a rider, attachment rider to your to your homeowner policies in the future. And it would seem that if you got a nice place, it might be worth that. I don't know, was it $1,000 or $800 or whatever for a consumer one to cover the whole thing. If you had a beautiful place, you just might want to do that year after year, because eventually, especially as this stuff ages, appliances don't last as long as they used to, right? I mean, that's the thing that you used to buy a Maytag and you could have it for forever. Remember, and now they tell you what, 5-7 years, and you got to replace your washer that you just spent $2,000 on, kind of thing. So there are out there and there aren't there. So I'm really curious as to how, as this goes, that more and more people should look at these and take a real serious look at it.
And the really nice folks, the Palmervilles out in Eagle Point, out there about a year and a half ago. At that time, Eagle Point had just brought their new water tank online. And they got a home warranty with their purchase, and this is just a couple months after that, but they're having issues with their plumbing, pretty significant stuff and leaks, and the whole city of Eagle Point had water pressure go way, way up in their lines.
Oh, in the lines.
And there were several claims that were generated out of that, as I was told. He got to know of several people in the neighborhood that had some similar issues, but a lot of what transpired was covered with his home warranty coverage, and he kept it. He's got it for the pool out back and everything.
Yeah.
And they renew it every year just because it was such a relief to have just moved in, have a problem like that, and then have it covered and have some assistance.
Well, what does it take if you have older equipment right now in your house and you're not thinking of moving? Say you're going to stay there.
Ooh, yeah.
You
That's
might even if I've got my unit was 20 years old. I should have a warranty on it. If you got something, if your heating and air conditioning are like 20 years old or so, you might want to think about getting a warranty on it because it's going to go out, and when it does, it's going to cost you $10,000 to $12,000 probably to get a new one.
Geez, I'm almost 60. I need a warranty on me. Infrastructure issues coming there, no doubt.
Tracy, how long does it take if someone files a claim with they have the home warranty? My oven went out like mine did or something. How long does it take to get the claims done? What's that process like?
It varies on the type of claim and how busy the contractors are at that time. But the process is the homeowner's going to call our company. They're called the 1-800 number. They're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Or they can actually place a claim online if they don't want to talk to anybody. They can do that. And you're immediately given the name of your contractor and their phone number. And the contractor, typically by our contract, they have 48 hours to call you and schedule an appointment. I always tell people, hey, be proactive. You have their phone number now. Oh. Just call and be real nice and say, hey, I've got a First American home warranty. I have this issue going on. May I get on your schedule? Mm-hmm. And they'll come out there and
Did you say you provided the list of contractors?
We don't provide the list. Once that claim is placed, the homeowner, if they're on the phone with them, they're given that information of who their contractor is, or if they place their claim online, they're sent an email right away saying, your plumbing claim is going to go through ABC Plumbing, and this is the phone number, and this is your work order number, so you can call them.
I would bet that the contractors that you have are pretty good because they're being called out, obviously, a lot. As you said, $42,000 last month just in claims in Southern Oregon on this thing. Blows me away.
Just on real estate.
Just real estate transactions.
Just real estate transaction. Does the time of year matter much in this kind of thing?
No, I thought that it would matter by most of them being in the summer because of the air conditioning claims, but it really doesn't matter. It's year round.
It's year round, yeah. Summer, winter, heater, hot or cold, it's all there along the way. Hey, we're with Traci Hughitt from First American Home Warranty today on the Real Estate Show. Check out any of our past shows at realestateshoworegon.com. We have some terrific shows that are there that I'm sure you're going to enjoy, and great topics all right of this crazy real estate market that we're almost to the end of 2018. We got our final break. We're coming right back after this. And welcome back to the Real Estate Show here on KCMX News Media 880. Pete and Joe, the real estate guys, with you. Don't forget, check out any of our past shows at realestateshoworegon.com. Our newsletter is there as well as some great information, stats that we'd like to share with you, like today's homeowner versus renter net worth. Those kinds of things are really you can't argue with them. You can't argue with that kind of stuff. Anyway, today we're with Traci Hughitt from First American Home Warranty. We've been hearing lots about warranties and how they work and why they're important. We know that there are 3 levels in the real estate world of home warranties. The 3 levels, right?
Yes.
Like gold, silver, bronze.
Correct.
Most people take the silver package.
They do.
The medium one, like you would when you go to the grocery store. You take the middle one. You don't want to splurge and take the big one. You don't want to be the cheap one, right? You take the middle one. I think that's so funny that we do that. Okay, and we learned the cost of them.
Yes.
And they cover for 1 year, always 1 year.
Always
correct?
1 year. Well, always 1 year. With our company, you can actually get up to 3 years, which is a savings because every year it goes up. That renewal price costs more. So you can lock in that first year rate by getting 2 years or 3 years up front.
So you can keep that for that.
You can.
And again, you don't have to sell your house or buy a house to get a home warranty. All right. You're talking about something about sellers.
Yes. So sellers coverage for people that want to list their house and they're wanting to, have another step above the house that's just like it right next door, and they're going to offer that home warranty. That complimentary seller's coverage is only available if you use a realtor.
Okay.
So make sure you call your favorite realtor and get that house listed.
Because I just want to, that was the very important thing that you said here. Remember that if you're going to list your home and you agree to provide a First American home warranty at the end of close of escrow, this is for any of the levels?
Any of the levels,
all 3 levels. So once you list your house, that policy starts then. So you're still living in the house. If something goes wrong, you're covered until you sell the house. And if it takes you 3 months or 4 months or 6 months, you're covered by that.
You got to be represented by a realtor.
You got to be represented by a realtor.
So sorry, FSBO.
I'm telling you. Well, the 2,300 homes that are on the market.
We don't have that for you,
Joe. Yeah. The 2,300 homes that are on the market right now in Jackson County. That is a very big selling point.
Yes.
And we need to make sure that sellers are aware of that. I didn't know that. That's really a very good thing. I would have done that.
Yeah.
I would have done that on my house if I know that. And I got it from you. I didn't even know that. I would have, because it took me 2 months. I didn't, unless you knew that. So anyway, I think that's really a cool thing. What else with these that we want to cover? The replacement costs are really interesting here of a repair, versus a replace, and it'll save you thousands of dollars.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah?
Now there are times when there are non-covered costs. So let's say a lot of times I see the non-covered costs if we're doing a full replacement system on the heating and air system. I always tell people kind of plan on budgeting about 10 to 15%. So if our cost is $3,500, and if it's costing us $3,500 to do that, retail it probably cost you $5,000 if you didn't have a home warranty.
Yeah,
But it's going to cost, if it's costing us $3,500, and I'm saying 10%, plan on $350 to $450 out of your own pocket. You're getting a brand new system. Now you have a home that's 30 years old. You're getting a brand new system, and it's costing you a couple $100.
Yeah. Well, I think those are. I wish there was. I don't know. I like having. Well, everything's different. Refrigerators and washer dryers, I know, and those kinds of things. But the basic plan in terms of you really want to cover your heating, air conditioning, and water heater. To me, those are those big three things. And then the other things in your kitchen, especially, I think if they're older, that's when you want to really consider this right now. Because you put a new construction in Summerfield, are you going to maybe not? Do people do that? I guess suppose they would anyway in new construction.
For new construction,
that kind of
the
thing.
new construction plans, it's a 5-year plan.
Oh, really? Okay.
So the builder takes care of that first year.
Right.
And then the home warranty covers years 2 through 5.
Yeah.
Really?
So for instance, I think our plan is only $435 for a brand new home. So you've got coverage for 5 years. Builder takes that first year, we cover years 2 through 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, again, you see, this is why we do our shows with you, Tracy. This is why we want you to come in, because we've learned more again from you than I knew before you got here. It's amazing. It's great.
You also mentioned consumers who want to continue and keep their plan year after year don't have to come up with that whole chunk of change.
Oh, right.
Correct.
Okay. So
They can take that monthly?
They can do it monthly. They can pay for it on a credit card. We're all going to have home expenses. So it's all up to you on how you want to pay for it. Do you want to budget that money and set it aside every month?
I'm not very good at that.
Do you want to have somebody else take care of that budget for you?
You can literally get your top package, okay, which covers all those things. If you did it monthly, it's $500 a month. I'm sorry. Start over. It's $50 a month to cover all of that for a year. Geez, you replace one of those things, you're way ahead. This gives you
Think of the grandkids at my house and the wear and tear on the washer, dryer, and the fridge. Wow. I'm thinking now. Those days are numbered for those poor items. They worked hard.
You beat your stuff for 20 years in that house. It's amazing any of it works. So, if there's ever a candidate for a home warranty, it's you.
The show has given me lots to think about. Thank you.
Yeah. But even no matter, now, does this cover manufactured homes as well?
It does cover manufactured homes, and then our pricing is a little lower if you're getting a condo, a townhome, or a manufactured home.
Okay.
So our basic is $290. It's only $255.
Yeah. So you can still cover those, but they're lower in those types of things, in those other types of living as well.
They cost a little less.
Well, with so many thousands of transactions, there was this 2018 totals are going to be close to $3 billion.
Wow.
Of real estate transactions in Jackson County, just Jackson County in 2018, and think of all those, thousands of transactions that go. And I'd be always curious at how many do or not get, home warranties on them. But I certainly do believe now that they're very important for both buyers and sellers in the transaction. And we've learned obviously that there's great ways to do that. Now there's really no reason not to cover yourself, especially when you're selling now, because you cover the warranty when I start all the way through to close of escrow. That's I like that.
And in a market more competitive for sellers, that's a nice little edge. I'm going to offer you that home warranty. And by the way, I'm covering my own backside that whole time until we get the deal done, and I can hand you the home in good shape, and I'm not going to bear any expense if something goes out in those few days or weeks before we get it done.
Well, when Alice Lehman was here last week, we talked about sellers taking more, control of that in their sale. This is one way where you're right. You're covering yourself.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing you can do is something go out right when you've got it on the market. I mean, then you got to cover that expense. You got to do it now because you got to take it off the market.
Right,
so when you break it down, Stacy, $50 a month for that, Tracy, it's $50 a month is not very much.
No, it's
when
not.
you think about it, and the rewards, risk versus rewards.
Yeah.
So, gotcha. It's really great to talk to you. I'm glad you're busy, and I'm really glad that people are hearing this home warranty issue is more out in the open for us, and we know more about it.
And you're doing some realtor coaching as well?
I am doing. I will bring a realtor CE class to an office anytime, and then I'm teaching a webinar for OAR, for Oregon Association of Realtors, in January.
Yeah, a CE
Good for
class.
you.
A CE class.
Well, see,
That's why you're Rookie of the Year.
This is why RVAR is part of our show.
Yeah.
They bring the instructors who teach realtors, and we give them to you also. And that's the best part of it.
And Pete and I have always said we should get an hour of credit for this class.
Yeah.
Class time for
You
each
should,
of the
each week.
programs for all that you bring and teach us. It's really beneficial.
Unfortunately,
Thank you.
we're the only ones who think that because nobody else has
Rick Harris hasn't checked off on that.
nobody will check off on us. Anyway, Tracy, they can find you at First American Home Warranty. Google you at First American Home Warranty.
First American Home Warranty. The best way to reach me is through your realtor. I'm realtor rep, so find me through your realtor.
All right. Well, thanks so much. And
We'll do so.
we really learned a lot.
Thanks for coming.
That'll do it for the Real Estate Show here today on December the 8th. Thanks for joining us. We're back with you next week. Have a great week, everybody, and God bless you all. We'll see you next time on the Real Estate Show.